Good morning, everyone. Hope we're well. Welcome to another stream. Joey, Lilith Hand, how are you? So, we've got a nice move on NAS going at the moment, starting to reject off of this level, consolidated for late New York session. Now starting to actually fall. We're seeing the same sort of move on German 40. Only much more slower, but we finally got up into this zone late last night, and then we saw a nice correction, nice drop for this kind of timing. Dropped like what, 44 pips. Had a little gap during when Pepperstone German 40 closes 15 minutes. I'm not sure what they do in that 15 minutes, but it gapped up, drifted all the way higher, finally swept the New York high, and then we've had a little correction off of there. Only 20 pips though. It's been stuck in this tight little range for a day now. Hey, Glenn, cowboy hat on today. Aptly, quite apt. Yeah. So we've got NFP today, so I'm kind of expecting like a little bit of a subdued session for I mean, that's pretty scary if we think subdued for German 40 lately. What's that gonna mean? But we'll see. What's gold doing? So anyway, nothing really changed yesterday. My levels still were here. Kind of a bummer, couldn't get anything going from this first one. This is my least preferred level. The level I preferred was this higher one, and it didn't get there until like 9 o'clock. Not much I can do at 9 o'clock. Then we swept at 6 o'clock. There's not much I can do then as well because I'm asleep.
I saw that. I'm in this trade already, but I'm trying to get down now. Trying to fill that gap on your screen.
Okay, yeah.
But I had a really shitty entry. It was right when it was breaking here, and it
sorry, mate, I moved it on you. Go.
No, you're right. I'm double checking the screen, but that's roughly where I was.
Yeah. Okay. So
somewhere there.
Look at this disgusting price. Yeah. So where you got in there, did you?
I didn't see the break. I wasn't at the screen yet, and it had already retested. So I went with the break of that structure, spiked straight down, and I think it's just going into profit now. Just dancing around my entry. It was a shitty entry. I would have, I'd normally be in up here, but I just wasn't watching yet.
Yeah. So what am I thinking? I'm thinking it's going to be a bit of a quieter session. So I'm wondering. Obviously, the Asian low's right there, which is 30 pips away. Can look for it to I'll probably like to take it off of towards this New York low if I'm going to go for a long. For a sell, if that's your trend line and that's your trend line break, then that started from here. So if it doesn't hit anything else substantial of this, who knows what this is going to be, where this kind of tight little ascending channel kind of started from. This is something, but Glenn's right. This gap makes a lot more sense to fill. So hopefully, just hopefully, price can actually come back all the way to what started that little move down, get a reaction from up here, and then look for it to fill that area again. So I'll see if it comes back. If it comes back, I'll jump into it.
Frankie just sort of pushed up and then dropped straight away. So it was super quick.
What'd you say?
That Frankfurt candle, when it opened, it virtually dropped. It just shot straight down, pulled right back straight away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the one you're referring to is this guy.
Big red sucker.
This one. Morning, Don. Morning, Alan. Toby, first time. Welcome. All right, so
Hayden.
Yeah, mate.
Sorry, just a quick question. Bearing in mind that this is the move, I'm just drawing it down, that kind of broke the structure. Would you say that is a good area, given this as well? That's a good area to look for that reversal?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we want it to pull back at least to this level.
Yeah.
To give us manipulation, but whether it comes from here, here, or here. But yeah, sure. Exactly. But that's what caused that break. So let's see if that can be the start of the manipulation zone. And if they want to sweep it a little bit higher, all the better. But if we get the price action, like it's grab liquidity inside of here. So yeah, I think, that's, if we're going to get a quieter session, I think it'll be worth the risk that we take on it. And whether it works out or not, then we'll just have to put it in the hands of the probability gods.
Sounds good.
What's my thoughts on Japanese index? Snowfall? I'm not sure, really. I really got no idea. But yen, man, US yen, did anyone see that chart? That imploded yesterday. I was actually bearish on the yen starting this week. Boy, was I wrong on that one. It shows when these guys, when they want to intervene in something, they'll just bloody do it. But look at this US yen, dropped nearly 500 pips yesterday.
Oh,
this is a 3 minute. Yeah. This is a 3 minute candle.
Oh, really?
When that yen moves, crikey, does it move?
Yeah, yeah. You can't time it either.
No.
Oh, why is my ruler not working?
Smashed through that support, didn't it?
Look at that. 226 pips on the currency in 3 minutes. Or 6 minutes. That's 2 candles. But look where it started from as well. Like the day started all the way up here. So yen moved from top to bottom 570 pips. That's like intervention territory. 570 pips, that's nuts. But also, I would have loved to have had a buy limit just at this little, because this is a level, if we were closer to it, we'd be looking at that level. Right, you would be looking at this as a traditional support the way we do it. Imagine just having a buy limit. But imagine having a buy limit here as well.
600 pips away from entry.
Yeah, if you had a buy limit there, you'd have just been absolutely stung. But that would have been amazing to have been picked up on that. Just to wake up or have a look at your charts and you're up 300 pips. I love that. Crazy. And what are my thoughts on gold? Yeah, gold's in a tricky spot right now. I think we're just going to keep on. Definitely, just all-time highs. We had from this buy, with so many buyers probably jump into this, they're trapped into those buys inside of here.
Yeah,
for sure. But price will make its way back up there again. The amount of buying in gold by these non-US central banks, they're going to create new floor, and I really think 2000. I think 2000 is going to hold for a long time. So if this is going to be your new floor, then we could easily go up and see that next year again. So you know, bullish on gold, especially with all this like stuff around the world. It's not like calming down at all. Well, if you watch the news and the media, man, they'll have you just constantly thinking that we're on the brink of World War III. So I couldn't imagine that gold would not keep on this trend. You know, we finally broke above all-time high again. So I just imagine that I think the bulls already got control now.
I smashed through it. That was so quick.
Yeah, geez, Asian session as well. What was that? There's 1,000 pip day, but then Asian session it was 100 and.
Oh, it was more. It was 700 or something pips in the Asian session.
Was it? 730 pips.
Yeah.
Yeah, far out, man. $70. $70 at. I remember going to bed as well. Bloody hell. Went to bed just before 11 o'clock. 11:30. Boom, boom, boom.
Yes. It stalled for about half an hour and then it just exploded.
Yeah. Crazy. Alright, so German 40, we know the plan. We just got to wait now for London Open, which is going to be in 10 minutes time. Hopefully we can pull back up into this area, get price action for a sell, and take that down. So let's plan for something down to something like that at least. Just not sure like how high this would go, whether it will take the euro high or it will just give us that price action around like the euro 50%. Okay. Conversely, if we go down and we start getting into these areas, then I'll look for price action to go long. But I'll be very careful going long off of here because I've got a few levels that it could react from. Oh, Peter said the spread was crazy on gold in that morning. Yeah, I was trying to find, I saw all the reports, people saying it was mental, but I couldn't actually, because I wasn't there live to see it, but I was hearing like 100 pips spread on some brokers.
Yeah, Eddie was pointing it out to me. His broker went through the roof. Like, 100 and something pips, but only for the first sort of probably half an hour. Calmed down a little bit after that initial push, but then it kept pushing up.
Rosie wants me to check the support on the 15 minute. Yeah, the 15 minute, I really like this area as well. So like I've got some buy zones. Buy zone because of all these session lows. I probably actually would wait for that. Yeah, that's what I'll probably wait. I'll probably take a sell from here if it gives me the price action. Or I'd prefer to take the buy from under here. The one thing though, there's an observation that I've made with German is that like in this rally, and this is maybe where there's been a bit of a change in perception, is look at like the trend's been so strong that with the sessions. Hey, who was that? Was that Rob? Was it? Sound like Dave.
Sorry, mate. Yes, I forgot I was on. Talking to someone else. Let me mute myself. Sorry.
Oh, good. So for German, we'll talk about NAS in a second. For German, when we've been in a correction, so this is like secondary market phase, what we've been getting is basically like it's been pretty hard for price to manipulate the high of a session, and most sessions have been making lower highs. And then when we've been in primary or like expansionary market structure, we've been making, it's been pretty hard for price to actually sweep the lows. And that's one thing that's like I'm usually looking for, because is it to sweep a low or a high? But in this bull run that we've had for basically all of November, it's been very difficult for price to make a session low. And then when we do, we usually get a strong reaction from it until we start making more than like consecutive sessions making lower highs. So that's why I'm like, it's something that's, we'll go back like a month and a half, and then we'll just show like how it's been. German's been, apart from like this little where we had a massive bull run and then we ranged for about a week. Other than that, it's been all the session lows have been basically, respecting each other. You pre-London. That's been a little bit different, where it's been able to sweep the Asian low. But I'm more talking about like the blue, the pink, and the green boxes, which is a bit unusual because before, market characteristics for German before this November run, didn't mean to move that. Before this November run, you used to be able to expect London or New York. Like if Asian was bullish, London was bullish, New York would usually give you a bit of a pullback. So you'd have like London and New York often do opposite things. This is before November. That was what was actually getting quite predictable. You see how like London, but this is very normal. London was bearish, New York was bullish. London was bullish, New York. If it's bullish initially, you're going to get a really nice pullback. London was bullish, New York was bearish. London was sort of rangy to bearish. New York, or just before New York actually pushed up, but then it came down. London pushed down, up then down. New York pushed up and then down. Like you're usually getting really good, nice moves either way. If you get a bull move in London, you're going to get a decent bear move in New York. Even if it continues to go in the same trend, you will still get a very nice, healthy correction. New York wouldn't want to buy the high without doing a pullback, and that's the price action I was used to with German. But ever since November, it's just been bullish. Everything's been bullish. When it's gone sideways, pretty much everything's gone sideways. When it's gone bearish, everything's gone bearish. And that's not normal. It took me a while to adapt to this, and I probably still haven't adapted, because I feel like it's only a matter of time before it'll come back to the way it used to move. But for now, it's something that it's an observation I've made. So whilst we've swept the high of Asian and we're coming down, I would hope that London is going to come down and follow it, but it really can do whatever it wants. Absolutely can do whatever it wants. So just got to set my levels, and if it has swept the Asian high, I feel like the liquidity that's been picked up in here, I don't see any reason why it would just stop here. It could, but I don't see why it can't continue down. And at least, especially with NFP being something that's going to have the market a little bit on just a wait and hold see. So I think we might even just stay quiet, stay stuck in this range. But yeah, like I wouldn't be looking for longs unless I'm at least down to here. So that would be at least my buy area. Or underneath all these session lows, I think you can get a fairly nice reaction. And if price is sort of bouncing off it a few times, I think the moment we break, I think we go down quite comfortably down to 16,550. Maybe a little bit of a pause at this level, but I think if we're breaking or testing this level multiple times and getting lower highs, I think we can actually do that bit of a deeper correction. Tamimi, do I wait for price to touch that trend line and take the trade, or touch? Yeah, I got to wait for confirmation at least, to saying that sellers how aggressive my entry would be is based on the price action. So, but I need to wait for some sort of confirmation. It's going to be in the shape of a single candle. If it was just going to be a touch, there's a few things I would need to see for me just to enter impulsively off that level. And that one thing that I need to see is for price to have to like really reach for it. So if price is accumulating underneath here and that level that I'm looking at is like 10-20 pips above it, then yeah, you know, it's a little bit close for me to enter impulsively without some sort of confirmation. If it was down here and price had to really work to get up there and touch that level, and I like that level, and I was more confident with the fundamentals, then I could just enter impulsively, but not when price is 20 pips underneath it. But a good question. My confirmation is going to be in a shape of a closed candle on preferably a 3-minute or above time frame. Usually I like to see a rejection plus a retest. Sometimes I'll just take the first rejection, but some sign to see that sellers are being committed. What broker do I use right now? On the prop account, they use 8cap that I'm working with, or like on the challenge. With my personal, it's Pepperstone. Oh, thanks, Glenn. Yeah, you guys, if you we've got a minute before London Open, just enough time to give the stream a bit of a like, give it a bit of a boost. That'd be much appreciated. Very quickly on NAS. NAS was a fantastic level last night, so I was looking for sells above this zone, because above this zone represented liquidity being picked up. And we zoom out to the 30-minute, you've got this lovely little bit of resistance over here. The next bit above this, around this New York high, price touched it and then gave an absolute classic example of a sell. Unfortunately, the timing of it was just a bit too late, but that was a peach. This, where was it? Was it the 3-minute or was it the 5-minute? I think it was the 5. No, it was the 4. No, it was a 3. So this kind of candles are ones I like at these zones. Preferably red, but rejection wicks.
Oh, here we go.
All right, London opens here upon us. What indicator is the blue, pink, and green boxes? It's called sessions, but one of our students coded it up. Another one called sessions by Lux Algo. They're good. Is this moving or is it frozen? Oh, there we go. It's moving.
Moving.
She's moving, all right. Morning, Beata. How are you? Oh, Don, what time does the Euro session start UK time? 6 to 8, I consider pre-London, or that Euro Open. But really the volume starts at 7 AM UK time, because that's when Germany's at, that's German 8 AM when their stock exchange opens. Morgan Doug likes sessions by Sonolab. I haven't seen them, but maybe there's a recommendation by someone. Sonolab. The reason I chose the other ones because you can do 4 boxes, and then a lot of them just do the 3 Asian, London, and New York, where I like to have that 4th box. But yeah, there's plenty of session indicators. Let's go all chart view so we can just have a little peek at all of them. So 30 minutes down the bottom left, 15 minutes top left, 5 minutes top right, 3 minutes bottom right. Okay. So I wouldn't mind if it sort of breaks the low a little bit, then comes back and does that liquidity grab, and then breaks the low again. Kind of doing something like this. And beyond. 2 hours, a nice bearish engulfing bar. 2 hours. Yeah, beautiful. That's a nice candle, isn't it? So we've kind of retested the wick, or have we? Yeah. Oh, look at that. So one's moving. Okay, there's the break of the low. Hopefully it doesn't just drop. I mean, for Glenn's sake, I hope it drops. But for me, if it pushed down and then comes back up and then goes down, I'd like to see that.
Nice clear, looks similar. No, don't worry about it. NAS is setting up similar.
Oh, yeah.
I need to put that nice clean candle to fill in from New York.
Okay, come on. Come back to 16666. Nearly the devil's number. And I'd like it to come back without filling that gap. Totally. If it doesn't fill that gap, I'd like to leave, just leave this alone. Come back later and fill it. So it's moved, what, 20 pips? 17 and a half so far in this first 4 minutes. Morning, Hannah. How are you? So once price, if it does make its way back up to here, then I'm looking for a candle that looks like any of these ones. Well, maybe not so much like that one, but where's one? Basically anything that breaks the high of a previous candle but closes underneath the high. But it's got to be in this zone.
And inversely down the bottom.
What's that? Or down the bottom?
Yeah, it's same price action but in reverse down the bottom.
Like this. Or is it just gonna go without us? No, it'll come back, surely. Surely it'll come back.
Once it gets into this area here, you would think it would grab something and bounce.
No, but I want to trade it down to that. I don't want to.
Well,
That's the problem.
Gap fill in my terminal.
Damn. Are you still in yours, or you closed it?
I had a TP set at that, and I've got more TPs. Another one set down, right down the very low. I had two positions.
Anyway, we're well prepared that if it just drops and drops and drops and drops, doesn't come back, then we'll just look for price action to take it back up. Yeah, nothing. Just no news until the fireworks later on.
Are you going to do a session later?
I don't think so. I'll see. I've got some mates coming up.
Sure.
But I'll put it in the Discord if I do. Alright, now the time. Oh, Rezik, I wanted to ask your opinion. Look at gold, the 1 hour open, starts dropping without top wick. What are the odds of it forming a wick later on? Or is it sign of strong bearish momentum? Let's have a look at that in the tick. If a candle opens with no top wick, say like this one, usually it'll come back and it will retest that area, and then well, it'll at least come back to that area. So if I was trailing, say if I took a sell and I was trailing my stop loss, the candles with no wick would be the one that I'd usually get stopped out on. As in, price will come back up, just take the top, and then keep on going down. So if a candle's opened with no top wick and pushed down, there's a pretty good chance price will come back up to that level, to the open again. So it could be signs of momentum, or it could be signs of a sell to buy, where they manipulate price to push down to a nice area, and then push up. Where it comes up from, so where the momentum, like it's, it could be sign of a sell to a buy, or it could be signs of a sell, but then the amount of selling pressure that entered on that candle, when that candle opened and just immediately pushed down, often price will come back up and it will revisit it. If it didn't push into a demand zone, then it will just be simply a retest, lower high, and then keep on pushing down.
Didn't someone say a few weeks ago as well, if you see a few in succession, that tends to start momentum? Not in succession, but within a few bars of each other.
Like no wick, no wick, no wick, no wick.
Like a no wick pushing down, then a few other bars, then another no wick pushing down. So in the same direction, but a few bars apart, tends to start. Might have been actually.
Might have been actually.
Yeah.
Examples of that on the bottom right in the pre-London session.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we often see that in the lower time frames. That's what I was
Yeah.
thinking. Like this,
Oh,
this,
definitely in lower time frame. Yeah.
yeah, this to me means that this is a manipulation zone, when it was strong selling pressure, and a lot of the time price will come back to that area because it means that there's a lot of orders put in at this point, and the way that the market can, like, this is institutional candles. And when price often will leave this area, but they wouldn't have filled everything that they wanted, so price will come back up and give them a chance to refill, to fill more of their orders, not refill, fill more of the orders. Okay, is this the time? Are we going to push up now? Sweep this area and drop.
Yeah, I wasn't got the same price up at the moment.
You're Aussie, yeah.
I'm in 15 minutes. Nah, you look at that. That's got a nice reversal pattern.
I can barely hear you, mate.
That's all right. Don't stress. Euro Aussie doing a nice push up.
Ah, Euro Aussie. All right, well, it's kind of a nasty area for price to have gone down to because it lines up. It lines up with this area across here quite nicely.
Mm.
So it's not the best, because you really would like to see price push down in a direction and not hit an opposing level. As soon as it hits these opposing levels, you're not sure if this is a sell to buy. But if it pushes down, doesn't hit anything, comes back, then there's a massive chance. The odds are in your favor then. That price is going to go, and we've got trending structure and we're going to continue down. It looks like, did that take, where was the Asian 50? Did Euro take Asian 50, or is it just now been taken? Because it might have taken Euro 50, sorry, Asian 50 and Euro low.
The support looks like it's the Asian 50.
Yeah, so this is Asian 50 liquidity and Euro. Yeah, we'll have a look at that, Razik, in a tick. So I want to see what price, because it's so close to here. I might be entering a trade very soon.
See if we can break here. If it breaks that and closes above it, then we should be going back up.
I'm not a huge fan of gold in London.
The gold looks like it's reversing for long. But
Oh, you mean like this one? So the London Open has closed. Opened with no top wick. Yeah, that's not the high of London. That would definitely not be the high of London. You'll find that it does happen, but London or New York should have a wick on either end. They should have a wick. Very rarely does it open with no bottom wick and then just go straight up without at least coming down and making a new London low. So for sure, London will pop up a little bit higher. Peter, is it the broker that we shall not name that you're talking about? Oh, I wonder. Okay, that's not. We can name that one. Joey, that's bumped off the US 50% level too from yesterday, just wick below on the 5 minute. Yeah, I know. It's a shitty area for it to reject from. Well, for those cells anyway. for me, I'm gonna have to wait for a good candle closure.
Hayden, would it be reasonable to assume this won't be a big session, bearing in mind the news later?
Yeah, so I was thinking it'd be a bit more of a subdued one.
So no big breakouts or anything like that? Yeah.
Well, if it's going to break out, it'll break out to the top side, I'd say.
Yeah.
Because German's just been mental lately.
Not been the best. Although it has actually given me my best trades.
Oh, yeah?
I've struggled with gold.
What about Nas, though?
I've had a few. I guess I'm probably even on NAS. I've had a couple of good ones and a few losses. But I want to get better with NAS after your session last weekend.
Yeah.
Which was really interesting, and I need to do some back testing. But yeah, I want to maybe shift across from gold to NAS.
Yeah.
Certainly, NAS has some pretty big moves.
Yeah, and NYSE or
yeah,
4 o'clock our time. 4 o'clock our time is also a good time for NAS. Okay. This did anyone take buys from under here?
That'd be a ballsy buy.
Yeah, like
6% of that imbalance it took exactly.
the 5 minute was alright. The 5 minute, like the area though. The more I look at this area, I quite like it. All these wick rejections. Like this kind of looks like structure. For that little reaction, I really want to see these sells though.
Is that the Euro high? No, it didn't quite get down there.
It's definitely in traffic over here.
Is that the London close? New York close?
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, it's a daily close. Previous daily close. So, let's see. This is the moment of truth when we get here. Are we going to get a candle closing like a rejection? Or is it just going to keep powering through it? No, I'm not impulsively buying, just to selling. I'm not impulsively entering anything. Got to wait for a candle to close with a top wick.
Would you take a single rejection candle on the 3 minute?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, because it's moving up pretty quick, isn't it?
Yeah. But remember that yesterday's one for NAS, how it was kind of like a question mark. Was it the doji? Was it a bearish candle? So if it kind of closes like that,
yeah,
I won't. Oh, if it closes, say like something like this, and the next one, if it wicks up and then comes down and sort of flips, I'm not going to take the flip again. I'll wait for it to actually like have something like a proper liquidity candle. Even then, if it's on the 2 minute. What was that?
You took that yesterday, didn't you? When it closed below.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's good.
You mean for German, or are you talking about the NAS trade?
No, for NAS, you took you waited for it to close below on NAS, then you took a sell.
Yeah. I took a loss and then I took a.
Yeah.
So I'll show the price action that I don't mind seeing again. So NAS over. I'm keeping an eye on German.
Yeah, don't let me distract you. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's right. Okay, so this was This is the first candle I took it from, and this is where I was like, it was really, is it or isn't it going to be that rejection wick. Kind of looks like a doji. But I took it as this candle here had pushed up, rejected, pushed up, flipped bearish, and then it entered, pushed down a little bit, and then it just zoomed right up. So this wasn't a good one to take it from. But then gave it a second chance because I really like this level. On the 2 minute, where are we? On the 2 minute, then it gave this candle. And this one looked far more convincing. So that's what I'm kind of looking for, like a candle like that, where it's got a bigger body, not so wicky, but a nice big body, the highs higher than the ones to the left. A candle like that, I'll just enter for these sells if German is approaching that level again, to look for at least some downside. ES, nice push, you're in it. What's ES? ES, Euro something? Sorry man, I can't hear you.
I've just entered.
Oh, you entered, did you?
Watching that Euro, the Frankfurt candle high.
You got to put your microphone on the other side, mate.
It's just my MacBook, so.
Oh yeah.
You get what you get, and you don't get upset.
Okay. It was just a comment.
That's just what I tell you.
What about the 4 minute? Oh, isn't ES also NAS? Is it? I'm not sure. I thought NAS was like the Qs. But we're on German. Oh, Gyro, pause the broker that shall not be named. Switch to Pepstone. Okay, it's approaching my area. Where am I from? So I'm in the UK at the moment. Oh, thanks, man. Thank you. Love from India. Okay, this is it. This is the area. Now, is it going to? This is the moment of truth. Just being at the area is not enough. Oh, ES is S&P 500. Is that big like the E-minis? You want to learn about the US market? US market definitely moves better in the US session. London session is a bit quieter for the US indices, but sometimes you get so much better price action on it. But keep watching, you know. I'll try give as much free education as I can.
That 4 minutes looking interesting. Oh no, it's pushing up now.
It's a slight delay on here compared to my broker. Okay, no wick candle. Can this one close bearish? Oh, look at these. There's a bunch of no wick candles. No top wicks anyway.
One minute for no top wicks either.
On the ones.
Yeah.
Bloody ones.
Oh. Bullish candles in the butt.
Yeah, I just want to see a wick, hey? A rejection wick.
A 5 minute looked nice, that previous 5 minute candle, but then it just shot straight through.
At the moment, all the liquidity candles are absorbing the liquidity the liquidity candles from underneath are absorbing all the liquidity candles that have been formed on the way down here. So we're definitely picking up liquidity. Hey Tom, just in time, mate. We're just looking at a potential option. Five minutes about to close. This is the 30-minute candle closing now. If the 30-minute candle closes like so, then we pretty much got to wait for it to do a wick fill. Yeah, I agree, Don. Oh, you were at a barbecue tonight, Friday night. Nice. How's the weather? It was a hot one today, wasn't it, in Sydney?
Cracking. 40 odd.
Oh, where are you, Tom? Are you in? You're Tassie. That's it. You're Tassie.
If they got a 40-degree temperature day, they'd all die.
They have had one. I'm pretty sure.
Is there any left? There we go. It wicked into that 5 minute liquidity candle. That little order block up on the top screen.
Yeah. 41 tomorrow. Jesus.
Yeah, you tell them, Daniel.
Yeah. What have I got? I've got today. Right now, currently, I've got 5. It's time to open the window.
That would kill me.
Oh yeah, I saw Tim. I saw there was a cyclone heading inland. NFP day, yeah it is. That's why I got to be careful. All right, come on, man. Give us some sort of sign. So 30-minute candles open, 30 minutes done the wick fill. Now, can 30-minute give us a rejection wick? Sorry, can the lower time frame give us a rejection wick from the yellow spot? Or is it just going to pump?
I think I might take if it flips the 3 minute, I might be interested.
Okay. Got 1 minute for that.
Looking aggressive though, isn't it?
Well, you know, I wouldn't be worried if it hadn't gone that low.
Yeah.
Because it's gone that low, it makes me a little bit like that kind of. I thought this gap would be an easy target for price to at least, even if it's going to be the low of the London session. If we hadn't quite got down there and price had retested, I would have been confident that the low of the London session would come from here. But now that's already been there, is it going to do a retest of the London low before going up? Now that move there makes me a little bit less certain. But I'll still give it a shot if I get that rejection wick. If it doesn't, then not much we can do about it, hey? We're trying to let price action tell us when it's slowing down, and at the moment it's not slowing down.
Only 6 pips away from today's high, so why would it flip now?
Why would it flip now? Depends if this candle contains that liquidity.
Or whether it's a trend line liquidity.
Because this is the area that it broke your trend line. So it can, if this is the area that was enough to break it, problem is if this is a sell to buy. But I'm hoping that this is going to be a buy to sell. Either way, risk is going to be low. And I'm going to take a shot. Because it's more interesting to take a shot than not. And it meets the plan, you know, it still fits the plan. So 2 minutes for this 4 minute candle to close. 3 minutes, 3 minutes only just opened. 2 minutes, pretty risky to take it on a 2 minute confirmation. But 2 minute has closed. Still can't break this area. So 2 minutes kind of given a signal, but it's a bit hairy. Prefer the 3 minute. But 2 minute might just, that's the kind of candle we're looking for. 4 minute, 5 minute. Yeah, prefer to wait for 3, 4 or 5 minute.
Half going against that 30-minute momentum, innit?
Yeah, yeah. Well, what I'm hoping is thinking that what's the hour candle going to look like? Is the hour candle going to reject off of this candle and then start pushing down again? This hour candle can flip on its head. But at the moment, the 30-minute, if you're following the 30-minute candle, you're not looking for a sell. Where's the New York 50%? Oh, damn it. I was going to say, if that New York 50% was just above the this, then that'd be a banger to look for sells from there. But it's not. So the candles are showing no signs of slowing down just yet. Hmm. 4 minutes of doji now. Three minutes, not bad. Is it worth the risk? I think I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna keep my risk low, gonna keep my stop tight. I'm gonna give this one a, I'm gonna enter into this, I'm gonna enter into it now. Rightly or wrongly. Put my stop, put it about 15 pips above. And I'll look to see if we can target the Asian low. And if I get burnt on this one, I'm gonna, I'll give it a second shot. But risk is like, I've entered one position on it. So one position would be, it's like 0.15, 0.2%. And if I was confident, I would have entered a couple positions or more, and I can set different targets. But I'll just enter one, like it's just fixed lots. So it works out to be pretty small. I'm not 100% convinced with this 3 minute, but it's in the area. It's a liquidity candle-ish. The risk can be quite low on it. It's in my zone. It's now in the hands of the probability gods. If this 30-minute or this hour candle starts flipping bearish, then we just got a killer entry. Good morning, Akshay. How are you, mate?
Good. I think last trade for you on Friday.
Last trade
For the Friday.
for the Friday. Oh yeah, far out. I mean, if I'm around, I wouldn't mind rolling the dice, see if we can come up snake eyes or we hit the jackpot.
Nice trade yesterday, Akshay, on gold.
You got the sales, didn't you? That
well
boys
done.
are
Yeah, yeah.
saying, killer, mate.
Yeah.
Nice one. What are your thoughts today for New York session for gold, Akshay?
Probably downside.
Downside.
I'm still mute, Danny.
All right. Don't. No one jinx this. No one say anything.
Yeah, just need to break that FU candle.
It does.
That-
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
3
does.
minute.
Needs to get underneath here. If it's rejecting underneath here, coming back up, I'll probably move to break even. You know, given the riskiness of this trade. Currently sitting at about 6 pips in profit. But this is the
Even
danger
probably
area.
even price. You can even move your stop loss to higher now. The current high. Price
Above
should
this
not
one.
be breaking that. Yeah, price should not be breaking that high now.
Yeah, that's a good option actually. Rather than just going to break even, just reduce the risk.
Come on, drop.
Come on, man.
Or you can move your stop loss just above the FU candle. Left side, I think on hourly, we have a FU candle there also.
Yeah. This bad boy over here.
Yes, just above that high.
Oh, beautiful, Peter. 5% up. That's amazing, man. Yeah, withdraw some. Definitely withdraw some. Then you're definitely preserving it. Withdraw it. Buy something with it. Buy I don't know, equities, ETFs. Buy something with it. Something that'll help it grow.
How was your weekend? I mean, how was your full week? Not weekend.
Uh,
How-
it was good. Yeah, the week was really good. German was a bit rough. But NFP, man, sorry, not NFP. NAS saved me. NAS had some awesome trades on it. Really struggling to get through this wick. of this candle.
Retested the body.
Yeah, retested the bottom of it. Pretty much as far as I want it to go. Kind of making a triple top here now. Bit crappy. How the other time frames look? 4 minute. Oh, it's another. Yeah, if we close here above this. Oh, close right at it. I was going to say I might just close it. That's not a very good candle to be traded against. Yeah, forget it, boys. I'm gonna shut this one down. If we, yeah, I don't want it to break that high. Yeah, forget
5
it.
minutes also gonna close now.
Yeah, I'm gonna cut it.
25 seconds.
Gonna cut it. I'm gonna wait for another confirmation. So after seeing candles like these ones, I don't want it to retest the high. I just want it to drop from there. So it just tells me while it's stalling in this area, it makes it way too easy for price to just do a sweep and take out my stop loss. I'll give this a second shot, don't get me wrong, but I'm not going to hold the trade that I'm not liking. If it gives me a better entry, or say we finally get a candle that wicks up and we close below here, then I'll look to take those sells again. But I want a little bit more confirmation this level is holding, and it's just kind of just had us stall in here for like 10 minutes now. So I think it's better just to wait and see if we get a good confirmation.
It's creating a nice order block.
Yeah, it's definitely accumulating for something. That's what I don't like. I don't like it when it accumulates. Is it going to manipulate both sides, or is it going to do a sweep up, or is it just going to drop from there? I'd hope it just drops. I really do hope it just drops. But the way it's accumulating, if anyone is, depends on how you're going for the week. If you're good for the week, you might just hold it and just take it. If you're kind of trying to make up for lost ground, then this trade here can, well, I like the area. I just don't like how it's accumulated for so long.
We tapped the 50% of that liquidity with that doji.
This one up here?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just did that one, and it's a freaking perfect touch.
So it's definitely, it was a good zone, the one we selected. You can see that price is respecting it as well. And there's a reason for it. Like, this is the area that the accumulated for a bit and then started to push down from. Oh, is it going to drop now? Bloody thing, no top wick.
I was double top now, broken there.
What a prick, I closed too soon.
I think Mark is just waiting for your order to close.
Yeah. Damn it. 3, 6,
Thanks for
9,
the
12,
liquidity,
15. Yeah, well, it was basically break even. But being held here for 15 minutes.
Even if it does break this, it should come back and retest.
Well, I think so. What I was thinking was on, what day was it? When did I take a loss? Because I got a couple break evens. Yesterday it was the break even inside of here. No, sorry. this one up here, and then Wednesday. Was Wednesday the loss? No, it was Tuesday. Tuesday pissed me off. I was really annoyed with Tuesday for some reason. This one. This is what annoyed me. I was looking for longs, but then entered here. After thinking that enough was enough, it stored in this area for so long, thought that this was the liquidity grab for us to then just start pushing up, but this just came down. My stop loss was here, and then it rallied. And this is where I'm worried about, like, if it accumulates, it'll probably sweep both sides. I just don't know the order of which it sweeps. And if it was going to sweep up and down today, then I'd be more annoyed taking a full loss than trying to just adapt to what price action did on Tuesday, and then saying, well, you know what, I'd rather avoided that loss because I acted on what I saw price doing, accumulating. But now, bloody hell, like a hot dog, pissed me off. Anyway, is anyone still holding?
I am, but I'm not too confident with it.
Still got to get past this week. Because we've got conflicting signals. The hour candle's looking nice. You know, it's looking nice for a rejection from this area. So if this was a rejection wick, now we're actually retesting the halfway point. If this hour can flip, holy man, got myself out of an awesome position.
Yeah, and also if the we are also at the daily area, like a previous daily close, like a doji candle, and we took out that high also. So
yeah,
if we this daily able to close bearish one, that entry will be banger one to the downside.
I'll see you, Beata. Jack said, wait for M5 bearish engulfing close, then enter. I say if it engulfs in the 5 minute, still wait for the pullback because we don't have a top wick.
No top wick on the 15 and 5.
I would say if we're going to, like, rather than this area is looking like a bit of a manipulation area. So if we I would say if we're retesting this London low again, I reckon there will be a little pullback from here, and then I might enter for a sell to see if we can finally break it. And this would just be a late entry. Got out of the good entry if this does break down, but a late entry would be waiting for the pullback here. I think waiting for a pullback in this area, we're still in a little bit of a danger zone because was this a liquidity grab or not? Because this area could hold this, what do they call it? People call that breaker block or something like that. This area could hold.
Just based upon, let's say, this is a high which broke this previous low, then this become the just liquidity. It just grab the liquidity here now. Now maybe we may continue pushing downside. So usually what I recently saw is like when we are, let's say we want to shift the structure, let's say we want to push to the upside. Now what price gonna do? Price gonna come back, generate a liquidity here, then price inducing people to look for buys, then price coming back downside to take out this liquidity, and then actual move gonna happen to the upside afterward. So this liquidity either can be like a trend line liquidity, like this kind of liquidity. So same thing like here, trend line liquidity. We also broke the structure. The price came back into our auto block area. This you can say auto block or FU candle or point of interest area. So now maybe we may continue pushing downside. Let's see, that hourly candle closing is important one. How that hourly gonna close?
Yeah, if this hour candle closes bearish, then it sells for the rest of the session. Thanks, Dan. Oh, well, it's looking good for those sell holders. I'm gonna get coffee, so I'm not gonna have a FOMO entry after this one. So while I'm doing that, my YouTube people, stay on. We're gonna continue. We'll keep going. Trading Nut guys, if you want to come over to my channel where you got the sound, you can hear like when people are actually talking as well, because I know it sounds like it's just me and it's quiet on that side. So the channel is Haydos FX on YouTube. I'm gonna go for a coffee now. I'll be back in a few minutes. My YouTube people, if you're watching on the Haydos FX channel, stay on. Okay, it's just for the people watching on the Trading Nut side. Okay, doke. I'll see you guys there. I'll get a coffee, so I'll be back in a tick.
So for the outer term bullish, it's got to drop about 12, 13 pips in the next 5 minutes, 4 minutes. So for the outer turn bearish, I should have said bullish. I said bullish. I should have said bearish. Hayden's getting the coffee, so it's definitely going bearish now.
Down to 15,000 in the next 3 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I need Haydos to get 3 coffees.
Yeah, just gap down. That bloody Trading Nut stream, it's the death of him.
So possibly if the right now like this candle is doing a manipulation from downside, breaking low, closing inside. Then again next candle is also breaking the previous candle low, closing inside. This candle is also doing the same thing. So the next hourly come back into this area, taken out this liquidity, and then again start pushing downside. Maybe we can do that thing. We also did the manipulation here also. This candle, first candle was a manipulation from upside. This blue candle, it's just manipulation from downsides, and we also close below that low now. So this can be just retesting area to push the price to the downside. That hourly should close below 1660, 60 below 60.
660.
Yeah, 660. I mean, just below.
Gotta be tight.
Yeah, it's getting close, isn't it? Man, Germans have been testing my patience, eh? These opens are being trash.
So it's bad because it's been delicious for like all year long.
Yeah.
I guess because it's been just single-sided.
Yeah, it's just annoying to watch that, because like it's great if you're holding it and you're in those longs, but once it moves so far, you get so worried that it's going to eventually pull back, and every day you're expecting, oh, the pullback's coming, and then it's just not happening.
Yep.
I find it really hard to plan for. Like, we're still getting some good moves on it. It's just been, but it has been annoying because it's been slow. It's been slow, and it's like any position that you get, unless you're able, like, I'll be more comfortable to hold a long if it has swept a low, and then hold the long. But it keeps on pushing down towards the lows and then turning around, and it's not as the way I view my charts, it's not as a stronger signal to be looking for longs, like down, say like here or here. I'd be preferring to look for longs underneath. And that's been working for, gosh, a year and a half. But this last month, it's changed its patterns on me. All good. That's what we do. We learn and adapt.
The algorithm's watching your videos, Hayden.
Well, just don't tell them where the NAS ones are, because NAS is doing what it used to. How about NAS 100? Hoping it moves back up close to the daily or weekly high in the New York session. Expecting a price dump. Yeah, I would like to see that. So, where do I have liquidity on NAS? So this is doing nothing. So now, for that downside move to have happened, we really wanted to see more of a drop on this 30-minute candle. But because we had this 30-minute candle was very bullish. This one here didn't really do anything. It had a chance. It flipped bearish and it was pushing down. And if it actually had broken lower, dropped into this like lower half of the current London pink session, then I'd say that downside is much easier. But because it closed bullish, that meant the hour candle closed bullish. And then now once the hour candle is closing bullish, you've got to anticipate it's going to do the wick fill, which it did, and it usually does it pretty quickly into the new candle opening. It's got no bottom wick, so to me, I'm confident that we'll see some downside still. So, but we're starting to run out of levels. That's the problem. We're running out of levels above price because we are so close to all-time highs. But we've got this little order block, don't we? We do have that. So I guess price could push up into, yeah, but then the bulls have got charged again. They're holding it.
30 minutes. I've got a doji on the left.
Over inside of here.
Yeah, just at the top of that on the 30 minutes it's actually a doji.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I guess we can give it another shot if it does react from here, but I'm not really liking the sells anymore.
No.
I really wanted to stay below here. Rejection, come back up, reject again, and then go down, but price action just didn't give it. Are we looking for a sweep of the euro high now? Yeah, I don't know, Don. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. In hindsight's lovely because 2020, but this area, potentially, I guess we could have been looking for reactions off of there, something to think about. Thinking that price has been doing the sweep of the euro, but it's been very difficult to sweep the Asian, but I wasn't sure if this would be the high. Anyway, it is what it is. So I think the lesson here is that I've followed my, waited for the price action and executed. But then once it just hesitated here for so long, I lost confidence in it, and then got out. And that's, as long as you're managing your risk like that and trading like that, like there's no impulsive, everything was planned, and then getting out of the trade, it took too long. It simply just took too long to make that move. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with the trade, even though I'm not happy with the result, that there was no result. But I think it's good to be disciplined like this. I think that's you learn a lot trading like this, because if it just moved down, if it had reacted and then just dropped and dropped and dropped and dropped, what really is there to learn in terms of risk management? It worked out exactly what we wanted. But in terms of like risk management, once it was hesitating here for so long, reduced my risk. So Tom and Gyro, so you guys are going to be my signal providers, huh? If you say long, alright guys, we've got the signal, go short.
I was listening to Danielle DiMartino Booth today.
Oh yeah.
And
who was
she
she
was
chatting
talking
with?
about, sorry?
Who was she chatting with?
Adam Taggart.
Oh, Adam Taggart, yeah. Was that Thoughtful
I
Money?
like him. Sorry,
Yeah.
is it?
Thoughtful Money?
Yeah, it's his new channel.
Yeah, Thoughtful Money.
And she was talking about how the markets, last time the same criteria of market has occurred where they've just entered a recession and blah, 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 the interest rates are just starting to lift. Indices exploded, or stock markets exploded.
Yeah.
Just before they turned. And I'm just wondering if this is what we're seeing with the DAX.
Yeah, probably. It feels like a short squeeze. This move really does feel like a short squeeze. She was saying some really interesting things about cost of money getting so expensive, and how all these businesses have borrowed and borrowed and borrowed, and the price of the stock goes up so high based on expectations and performance that they think that the company can earn, but very few companies are actually profitable. And then when it gets into within 12 months, when the venture capitalists, they put their money into the market, into the business, they give them a timeline for when they should give them back some return. And they can, if they see the company's trend in the right direction, they don't need to ask for that money back. But if they are worried about the future of the business and it gets to within 12 months of the initial term that they lent the money for, they can request that money back. And some of these businesses that are struggling and the cost of capital getting high, if these venture capitalists say, well, we want our money back, our however 100 million or whatever we put into the business, you need to give us a portion of that back. What you'll start seeing businesses doing is cutting labor at first. That's the first one, they can cut costs. But if they have to start paying these venture capitalists, these investors back you'll see the if you just get a whiff of some investors pulling out money out, that's really contagious for the rest of the stocks, other businesses that are in the same area, and then you'll start to see a decline in confidence in indices, and that can lead to this effect which leads to that crash. And that's usually what happens when interest rates start dropping, is that the central banks start seeing cracks already, try to give the stock a boost, but it's too late. The reason they're cutting is because they're seeing the signs of they're seeing this weakness already. So the way that she explained that made so much sense. I really think, guys, if you really want to have like a Danielle DiMartino Booth, I'll write it here. She's good to listen to. Really can help precede.
There's a few people I've listened to, no matter who interviews them, and she's one of them. Adam Taggart, I'm really enjoying. You mentioned, was it Gunluck?
Gunluck?
Gunluck? Was that who you talked? Is he the dollar milkshake guy?
Oh no, that's I always forget their names. It comes up on my YouTube, and I'm like, I recognize their faces, but their names. Jeff Snyder's good. I like his theory. He's pretty close with dollar milkshake guy. Gosh, what is it? Brent Johnson.
Brent Johnson. Yep.
Yeah, he's good. This guy.
It was Gunluck you said the other day, wasn't it? When I asked you who you listened to.
Gunluck. I said a couple, but I can't. Gunluck.
Where does Danielle?
Gundlach.
What was that?
Gundlach, I think. That's it, Jeff Gunluck.
Nah, that
So isn't it him?
wasn't me.
No, okay. Yep,
I
that's
don't recognise that guy. Maybe it was Chris. He's not here. Chris Vernon. He might have been explaining some.
Is there a particular place where Danielle DiMartino publishes her articles?
You'll see her when she's doing the rounds. She'll appear on all of them. So
Right.
She's got a Substack as well.
Substack, yeah.
Which I'm seriously considering subscribing to. It's like a daily one page A4 bit of information.
This one.
She's just so good.
This
and then Lacey Hunt.
Lacey Hunt's good.
Lacey Hunt. There's a couple of interviews she's done with Lacey Hunt. They're brilliant.
Yeah, Lacey Hunt's good. I like him.
See the baby.
Yeah, listen to this interview. But she really explains like why the market's looking so far ahead, but then these crashes can happen, and it's precedes a lot of the Fed's actions. But it's really interesting when you see venture capitalists, because you're already seeing like that in Spotify. They think that's happening right now with what she's talking about. Is anyone across the Spotify situation?
No.
So they're getting to the end of one of their loans that the venture capitalists got into, and they were expecting at least a 10% return, and Spotify are running at negative. So what they've done is they've done some stock buyback plus reduced their workforce by 20% over the last 2 years, or 40%, and that's going to bump up their price to having a 10% return to push them into profitability, and then that way they can actually pay back their investors. But I think it's also the owners were selling something to try generate some income, some revenue.
It sounds similar to what happened years ago to the ABC Learning Centre in Australia, where they borrowed from the banks, and it was all tagged to their share performance. And every time their share price dropped, the short sellers got wind of it. And when they when it dropped to a certain level, they had to sell some of the stock that the company owned or that the owners owned to pay back the bank, which then pushed the price lower, which triggered the next level, and it just went into free fall. It sounds like they've entered a similar situation there, and to me, it's just dangerous. I don't think they should do that.
Yeah, so like have a look at this. So if you think about this, like what they needed, because they needed maybe it's 20% that they needed, 10 or 20% they needed to pay back their investors, because it was obviously within a year of. It was within the 12 months that they're allowed to request that money back now, or at least a return. So what they needed to do is cut workforce. And what that's going to do is increase the efficiency of the business. That'll lead to an increase in the price, usually for their shares. So what that will do, if you've got all these big companies that are doing that, and that will initially have an increase in their price, so that leads to indices and stuff going up, because they'll have some market cap. But ultimately, this is not a really good sign, because investors are starting to ask for money back now. So what happens when they start withdrawing funding? They've initially had to cut workforce, make the business more efficient, increase the price so that they can pay back investors. They need to get their revenue actually into positive territory, actually make money. And then when these guys withdraw, they've less workforce, still high cost of capital. Most of them still run in the deficit. The only reason they'll be making money is because they cut their workforce, and that will lead to a decrease in their price. And if this is happening across the board, you see a spike up, and then you see a correction. So that's what happens usually as interest rates are going up. When the Fed start, or when the central banks start to cut interest rates, it's usually because they're seeing signs of these workforce being, like, unemployment's usually the last one to go up. So as unemployment goes up, that's usually the sign that we need to cut interest rates, but it's too late by that stage. That's why you usually see a crash when interest rates start coming down. Really, really interesting. And she explains it really well.
She's also talking about the lag there, like the last interest rate rise takes 12 to 18 months to take effect in the economy. So there's all those mechanics within the businesses, but then there's the population itself and their decisions around housing and purchasing, and it's a storm. It's a storm waiting to happen.
Yeah. It says government should just cut back on regulation, taxes, give up breathing room. Yeah, some of these governments are addicted to spending, aren't they? It's bullish all the time. It's making all-time high, so have nothing to the left to see where it could retrace from. So it's better to trade other pair or trade. Oh, you're talking about German 40 because it's at all-time highs. Yeah, like for German 40, look at it now. When it's at these all-time highs, two things. You can either wait for price to like you can see like how it really burst, made all-time high, came back down to the previous high, and then formed a support, and then you just got to wait for a structure to the left to form. Or we know that there's correlation with indices, so you can also then say, well, often, not always, but often, when this one here on Wednesday actually started making a rejection from this point on Wednesday, that was at 3:15, so 45 minutes after NYSE. You'll see on you'll see on NAS at that same time, more or less, was making a resistance, and you'll see that so that was Wednesday. On Dow, around the same time, it was making a resistance. S&P is a little bit different because of the way it's the businesses make it up, but even S&P was making a resistance at that time. FTSE was making a resistance at that time. So I know that German's making an all-time high, but you can use the correlation across indices to say, well, if all of them are sort of at making these all-time highs, well, not all-time highs, sorry. If these other indices are making a resistance at previous resistance, then there's a good chance that resistance is going to hold on German as well. So when you've got nothing to the left, try use maybe a couple other assets and say, well, I'm approaching resistance on NAS, on S&P. German's probably going to have the same sort of reaction. That makes sense? Because you've got like between 80-90% correlation, so you can go wrong on it, but when you haven't got nothing to the left, that's my advice, is look for correlation.
I think all the indices are just pushing upside. Every indices in the world right now just pushing upside.
we're in buy everything mode, aren't we? Let's just buy everything. even like the gold was going up, which is normally a safe haven. Well, lately it's been coming down a bit, but we've just made an all-time high. We're seeing indices pushing up. We're seeing crypto pushing up as well.
Yes.
Everything's going up. I think that's a sign of they're trying to buy assets over fiat.
But no pullback, nothing. I mean, the German 40 did nothing, no pullback at all. They are pushing upside on daily. I mean, it's not a usual thing, like a price just pushing upside without any kind of pullback.
Yeah, I hate this price action. Look at that, the 4 hour. This is a record, like unprecedented. Yeah. Just straight up. We're gonna make a new all-time high in this London session. Absolutely exploded out of this area. We actually had good volume now. After 9 o'clock. 50 pips in this last like 20 minutes. Damn. So much for that 30-minute doji, Jim.
Yeah. Yeah, on the 3 minutes it came back about 5 pips and then shot straight up.
No, when we are in the uptrend, it's really hard to take any kind of short opportunity.
Yeah. It was only unless it's really slowed down and gave some proper price action, not single bar.
Hold on, guys.
Yeah, I mean, we need like a higher time manipulation from upside, at least daily or 4-hour manipulation. We still haven't got any kind of manipulation from upside.
Yeah, you're right. No manipulation on the daily at all, is there?
Maybe after today's NFT, we may see that bearish momentum. This is just price is just pushing upside to get a better price for them, and inducing people to look for buy again.
At some point, I'm gonna have to just swap all my ISA stocks into cash because it's not gonna carry on going up without a big pullback, is it?
I still did not understand why every index is just pushing upside. Even Indian market also just pushing upside, no pullback at all.
Oil paying the bills, Sarah? Yeah, I thought you'd be in that under 70. Under 70 should give you some nice little moves. Well, where do we react from? Why are we reacting from this area? Is it halfway of that wick, is it? Anyway. let's just do some ideas for NAS, and then I'll get going. So, so for NAS, what are we going to look at? Yeah, probably. We'll see how the timing works. I'm gonna hesitate to give any sort of levels with NFP around the corner because that will just absolutely blow everything out of the water. So when was the last NFP? What happened on that one? Where was it? This one. Oh, not much. Not much on NAS. What about the month before? This was the last one. Sorry, October's one. Oh wait, October. It was this candle because of daylight savings. It was that candle. Yeah. Anyway, NFP day. Make sure you guys just don't. If you're going well for the week, don't risk much on NFP. NFP just one of those sessions. Most people lose on news days. Most people lose their. If you're going to give it a shot, keep your risk low, because if you keep your risk low, if you get the news push, usually it's going to be fantastic risk reward. But you can get slippage, so I would really recommend not to waste your bullets. It's a good day to have popcorn, watch it, do some back testing. If you've got an idea for it or you've got a punt, keep it low. All right. If I'm around, I'll try join in. But I got some mates coming up, so it's one of those days. I think we might just call it early. Oh, sorry, I missed it, Jaxa. Lead left hand. What do you think of Monday to Wednesday, Wednesday to Friday price action? Not sure what you mean. You mean for this week? And then if you look at the daily German. Check out where it did react from today. All candles bullish, so it was a good level to buy from. Yeah, I'm kind of sensing that on German. Kind of we missed that opportunity. It's just so hard when it's so bloody bullish. I'm always thinking how much higher is it going to go, but clearly is going higher. Someday, oh, so I know what you're talking about, lead left hand. Yeah, gotcha. Some look at pump day, as in gathering the orders, little accumulation, and then sort of having that either the correction or continuation. Yeah, I see what you mean. I haven't looked at it too much really to give an opinion on it. I still think it's only a sign before we get these corrections. So yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna get going, guys. So only one shot today. Didn't really work out. Nothing really to show for it. Yeah. Anyway, cool. Well, I'll see you guys on Monday. All right. Take care. Trade safe in NFP, my people. If I've got nothing to do, I'll get all my stuff done. We'll do a little stream. Otherwise, no, actually, I'm going to do a stream as well. So, anyway, either way, trade safe, guys. I'm gonna go. I don't really see anything here now worth taking. Gonna enjoy my weekend, and I'll see you guys on Monday.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks, mate.
Alrighty.
It's good. Cheers, mate.
You're welcome. See you guys. Oh, I see your question just coming through, Jaxa. Yeah, I use Pepperstone because it lines up my broker, but Oanda's nice because Oanda, what it does is it matches the open and the close prices, so it's all looking very clean. Makes it look much cleaner than here, but this I use Pepperstone just because it matches my broker. Okay, alright guys.